Okay, welcome to another episode. It's a little later than I was planning on putting on the episode, but this episode we're going to cover the misconception of religion within the Jedi Path. Now, this is a twofold thing. There's the misconception of the Jedi religion, and then there's the misconception that you have to give up your religion, or that you have to conform to a religion. So the Jedi religion we'll get to. There's been plenty of talks and there's plenty of materials on that. But we will get to that. We will cover that. But excuse me. There's something that most people wonder about, and that's can you still follow whatever your religion may be now and be a Jedi? And the answer is yes. On the Jedi side, you will have to reflect and reconcile the other part of that. Whatever your religion may be. If you're a Christian, you can still be a Jedi, but there will probably be a need for some reconciliation there. Not everything kind of always meshes perfectly, regardless of whatever religion or religious outlook you have. Spiritual well-being is the core part. Okay, this is something that's explored in Jedi, and when we talk of the Force, that's what we're talking about. It's a broad term. It's inevitable. It's something that we allow people to kind of explore and define for themselves. So it's left to each individual Jedi to determine what their spiritual outlook is, what their spiritual wellness is. The Force is not it does not have a set definition within the community in a way that's going to hinder spiritual growth or you finding your own spiritual answers. For many, they look to their religion to fulfill that spiritual wellness. Some people grow out of it. Some people grow within it. Some people grow within their religion. Some people, through their studies, find something more suited to kind of the thoughts and the things that they believe or had always questioned about, and kind of grow in that direction. But we don't gear anybody towards anything, and we just encourage you to find it. We give you the materials, we give you questions. The job of any good teacher is not to provide the answers, obviously, but to give you the proper tools so that you can explore freely and openly and come to your own conclusions and sound conclusions. It is part of our responsibility as well to question and help you formulate and really dig into what you're looking at and what you're considering. So within the Jedi, spiritual wellness is actually our focus. This can lead someone to all sorts of places, right? As we said. But it can very much don't think that religion is a necessity, okay? You don't need to pick up a religion. You don't need to claim Jedi as your religion. You don't need to start giving prayers to the spaghetti monster. You get to really just look at the world and things of that nature and kind of come to the conclusion that fits you the best. If you feel the Force is defined as human potential, as in the natural abilities that we have that are purely biological, or the biochemistry within us, that's fine. That's perfectly acceptable. If you're looking at the Force as the mitochondria, the powerhouse of the cells, that's fine. You can definitely do that. That is purely acceptable. If you view yourself as a Taoist or someone who or a Buddhist, but you feel the Jedi way is works for you and fits in well with that religion and that belief and that faith, then yeah, that's fine, right? No one's gonna tell you no. And that goes for just about every religion, really. I haven't really come across one that that is so dynamically opposed to what Jedi do that it creates a conflict where it is one or the other. It's probably out there, but yeah, I haven't come across it. I haven't met anybody who's, and it's probably because if that's your religion, right, that it's so opposed, and you know that's your answer, and you really believe that, then if it's opposed to Jedi Path, then the Jedi Path probably holds little appeal. So that would probably explain it. Who knows? I'm conjecturing. I just woke up, so you know. Cut me some slack. All right, this is tired Jedi work. This is technically coffee with the Jedi, except I'm by my onesie here and talking at a camera and talking about religion. Yeah, that's not weird at all. Okay, so the Jedi religion. Do you have to adopt Jedi as your religion? No, you do not have to. Can you? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. There's nothing against you adopting Jedi as your religion. If the Star Wars explanations or the broad terms, the broad definitions that fit within the Jedi explanation of things like the Force, if that fits, excellent. But you are going to have to answer some questions that all religions deal with, right? Creation of the universe. What happens to you when you die? You have to, is there a God? How sentient is the Force? Is there fate? Things like that. Do we have free will? You're going to have to dig into those questions within the Jedi context, right? This is why Jedi is a personal religion. It's not an organizational religion, because Jedi as a whole, Jedi as a community, Jedi as an organization, doesn't have those answers, and they don't proclaim to have those answers, right? When you become a Jedi, no one's going to tell you how the universe was created. No one's going to tell you what happens to you when you die. These are spiritual issues, and they are things for you to believe in or not believe in, and to kind of figure out and see what story vibes with you the best. I'm not saying that fictional story can be a non-fiction story, but it's about what vibes with you as the individual the best, and what helps your spiritual well-being, what helps you kind of navigate and make sense of the world, right? What works for you. For some people, a lot of people, they like the idea of Jedi as their religion, but it's very personal. It's a very personal religion, and it uses Star Wars terminology, sure, but that doesn't mean that like if you meet someone who says they are that they follow Jedi as their religion, you could meet someone from a different site who says the same thing, or a different organization, different Jedi group. And they'll have two different answers on those big questions, right? On the creation of the universe, on God, on deities and fate and all that, and life after death. There will be different views. So it's a very personal religion, but it is something you can follow if you so choose. And there are plenty of groups out there that can help you explore what it means to live the Jedi religion, or to have that kind of spiritual outlook, if you will. For myself, it doesn't fit. I don't follow the Jedi religion. It never really had appeal to me. Back in 2001, when the census phenomenon happened, and there was, people, hundreds of thousands of people putting Jedi as their religion. Yeah, I just never, I find it I don't like the term or the word, the Jedi religion. So it never really vibed with me. Since that time, I've done the Jedi thing, taken it upon myself to really learn about it, and to undergo training within the Jedi religion, and explore it, and make sure that I wasn't ignorant of it, but made myself knowledgeable, and that's why I have come to the conclusion that it is a Jedi religion, a personal religion, that it is something that can be beneficial as well. That that's the thing, that it can be very beneficial to an individual. So yeah. But it is a misconception in our path, in the sense that you don't, Jediism was a term really born from that census phenomenon. It wasn't used in the Jedi community before 2001. Just never had any use, or any organizations which used the name. And then it came out with the Jedi religion, and it's something you can use. It's something you can follow, but it's not a mandatory thing. It's not something that when you're like, oh, I'm looking for Jediism, that you're automatically going to be shoved into the Jedi religion, right? Due to media sources and kind of like the reporting and stuff out there, Jediism kind of gets thrown around as a blanket term. In the community, we just go with Jedi. Right, the isms like Jedi realism and Jediism and stuff, we that's internal stuff. That's kind of personal division. They're glass walls. So, which we'll get into. We'll get into when we cover segregation as a misconception, which I think is the next episode. Yeah, it's the next episode, and I think that's like next week or something. So we'll not worried about that right now. But it is something where that's internal. So you're not going to be forced to worship anything or anyone, or you're not going to have to worship false idols. You're not going to have to do any of this. That's not going to vibe with your spiritual well-being. And that's why we do encourage exploring the Jedi community and finding a place for you, right? Because if you are looking to explore Jedi as a religion, you want to find a place that has that same like-minded focus, so they can provide you materials that over the years they have found useful in that endeavor. Where if you have no desire to have Jedi as your religion, you are quite fine in that department. And you're just looking for Jedi as a kind of lifestyle, then yeah, there's places for that as well. And those are things that you look for, especially when it comes to mentors too. When you're looking for your Jedi master, let's say, right? That's something to keep in mind. Where your focus is, where you want to go, where you want to be in the Jedi path. So it's something to keep in mind. But religion is the misconception. Spiritual well-being is the focus. And since I've said that probably like 20 times now, I'm pretty sure this quick video is done, which I'm happy about. I'm sure I could have made this longer with little pictures and PowerPoints or something. But I think it is what it is. You can explore different religions. That's part of spiritual wellness. Go out there, explore a different religion, explore the different ideas out there on afterlife. That's fine. And come to your own conclusions. And that's all part of the Jedi training, though. That's all part of the path. We want you to have a pretty solid foundation We want you to have a solid foundation of physical, emotional, intellectual, and spiritual well-being, and social well-being as well. You know, that's important on all aspects as well. But yeah, that's, you know, no one's gonna, if you find someone trying to force a religion on you, Jedi or otherwise, come on. If that's happening in the community, that is not supposed to be happening. That is not okay. All right. You determine, you know, your spiritual outlook. No one gets to determine that for you. So explore it. You know, ask questions, dig into it, really understand it. But yeah, religion, if you want it, it's yours, you know, but it's not necessary, and it's not mandatory, and it's not a part of the Jedi path. Jedi is definitely a lifestyle. It is how you live. It is how you approach the day and every moment within it. It's how you wake up. It's how you go to bed, you know. It's not a 9-to-5 job. It's not something, you know, you get paid for. It's not something you get vacation days on. You know, you're a Jedi. It's just what you do. It's just how you live. It's just who you are. But yeah, so determine your own religion in that. Pastafarian is fully acceptable, by the way. You know, that's fine. But yeah, that covers it. And I'm rambling. And I'm done. This quick video. I'm happy about that. Hope you're happy about that too. Let's get out of here. Let's